Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Battle Bro Playcast. I still don't have a definitive intro for this.
You don't.
Or
It's
but
probably
I, I can make thumbnails now. I can make them look better, look a little prettier. But I don't have a set intro like I have everything else. But
yeah.
we usually don't do these when it's like a slow news day. However, a lot has happened. Um, what was it? What was it I wanted to mention? Oh, uh, before we like segue into what we're actually gonna talk about, I kind of want to bring up something I found out today.
Okay. Go on.
Do you know the people who do YouTubes? They do figurines for like
Oh yes.
Delirious and them. Did you hear what happened?
They made plushies.
Based off of character or like a property that was already a plushie and also had stolen a design from another artist for another like YouTuber who had a YouTube's thing.
Oh, I did not hear about that. No.
Yeah, I was actually I looked at I was on YouTube, going down the rabbit holes again like I usually do. And
Uh huh.
apparently they had like this whole ordeal where they're like, we paid you the standard like $500 commission fee, and then some other person was like, wait, he got 500, I got $35, what the hell? And then they were to do like this new brand of plushies called Uwu something or another,
yeah.
and they ended up some 14-year-old had, I guess, grabbed the domain. I'm trying to remember this. Grab the domain before they were able to do it, and they asked him if they can get it off of him, and he said, "Nah, I have other plans with it," and they try to sue him
Oh.
because they're like, and they even contacted his parents. And they told them, if we don't get this this domain name, we're gonna have to scrap the entire thing. And it's like,
mhm.
I mean, no, I mean, just put like Ooh Tunes number two or something. I don't know.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not,
or like I don't know,
like,
be more creative. Come with a different name.
yeah, like some people like who do like games, they're like, oh, like Dying Light the game, or they change up the domain to something different.
Yeah.
And it was like this big fiasco, and I was like, whoa! And this only happened like a day ago, or like not the
Yeah.
lawsuit thing, but the like I think it's called Benson. I think his name with the plushie of like it's a duck,
Okay.
and they're like, why are you making plushies off of an already existing property? Like you're over here saying and they had claimed that they were already working on something similar to that way before the this Twitch. I think he's like a streamer, YouTuber had already did it.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, they had the hindsight to do it before them, but he decided to do it, and it's just like, come on, guy.
Oh, Finn the Duck
Yeah.
is the name of the character. Yeah.
And you pulled it up. Do you see like the
Yeah.
like the
I looked
BS?
into it.
Also, speaking of which, what the hell is my phone? I need to look at some other scandalous things. But we have a bunch of news. I think before we get into the other more, I guess, controversial or more scummy things, kind of wanted to get some other I guess lighter news out of the way. Dead Space finally is getting a remake, but it's gonna be on
Yeah.
a console. You can't get your hands on it. Yeah, I mean you can if you like deal with a
Buy it from a
scalper.
scalper, or like you just get really lucky.
Oh, actually, the Facebook Marketplace actually had a few guys. The guy was like, "Yeah, I don't need this anymore. I'll sell it to you for like $100 less than what I bought it." Is that? But I won't go any lower. I was like,
Yeah.
"That's fair. I mean, that's
Yeah. I mean,
fair."
it's fine.
But Dead Space, yeah, I would like to say you're a fan of Dead Space.
I am. I originally bought Dead Space when it came out, and it took me. It's not a very long game, but it took me. I had to take a month of break off of it just because of how scary it was at the time. Because like I hadn't played anything like it,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put this aside for a while and then play it later. I forgot about it and I went back and beat it, and yeah, I really like Dead Space 1 and 2.
Three we can probably play because it's on the
It
PlayStation.
is on PlayStation now, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you thought I was scary with those graphics, just wait until you see it on the PlayStation 5.
And with the microtransactions.
That's the scariest part. Like a bunch of like
Yeah,
suits that you can get. I mean, Isaac Clarke has showed up as a bunch of other like guest characters and stuff.
yeah. His costume is like a bunch of different places.
What was it? Well, he was in Skate, I think.
Yes.
What was he in Skate?
No, not Skate. Wasn't it? Wasn't it Tony Hawk? No, that hasn't been in Tony Hawk since.
No,
Has it?
he was in Skate. Yeah, it was in Skate.
Was it Skate? I'm gonna look into it. Hold on.
Um, so they're I hope because they said they're gonna remaster it and like fix it up and
Not remaster, remake it from the ground up.
remake it from the ground up. So hopefully we get a fully talking Isaac Clarke. I don't know if they're gonna keep it with the silent pro tag.
I would
Uh,
like for them to actually flesh out him a little more in the first game and actually make him talk. Because we
yeah,
already know what he sounds like, so.
yeah. I mean, if they can get the guy back, that'd be pretty cool. But I hope they have the connections that they had with like the anime and like the all the mobile thing where it's like the guy
Oh,
who
all the
saves you in
other.
part two is
Yeah.
in like a different game and he ends up getting his like he gets necromorphed.
Yeah, like the little side stories in it.
Yeah. So I mean, who knows? I do remember the reason why I know about Dead Space 2 is or like the he talks in this one is because of the 10 for the win Steven Larson thing where he's
Oh,
like
yeah.
they do the bit where Steve voices over like Isaac Clarke and he's like
Mm-hmm.
Isaac. He's like, "Huh? We're all gonna burn for what we did to you." He's like, "What the shit does that mean?"
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean, if you compare the graphics from like the original and the one now, it's like, oh man, if they're gonna remake it from the ground up, it's gonna look so good. Oh god, it's gonna be scary because now you have like the surround sound. Like, what was it?
Yeah.
What game did it where you can hear like the voices?
Oh, Hellblade.
There we go.
Senua's Sacrifice. Which I do want to play on the channel at some point.
Yeah, I mean, and like I actually, speaking of that one, I actually like the trailer that they put out for the second one where they're all doing that thing, and
The
it's just,
chanting.
yeah, and just like it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But
Unfortunately, I won't be able to play that one.
why?
Because Microsoft acquired the IP. Or not the IP, I think they acquired the studio. One of the two.
Oh, that's right. Huh?
Yeah, so Xbox exclusive.
Shit. And we're not financially stable enough to like just be
To
like, all right,
buy
whatever.
both consoles, yeah.
Yeah. Also, you never want to come over and record, which I don't blame you because I don't. My house is not really wheelchair accessible at this time.
Yeah.
But I mean, we hopefully things work out. But so speaking of, that's an anticipated game. Speaking of unanticipated games, Ubisoft decided to announce.
They brought Black Spirit Cell.
You wish.
Okay, no, but they...
You.
they... Yeah, but they didn't bring back Splinter Cell, but they have the faction in it.
Yeah. So faction shooter or hero shooter, depending on how you want to call it. I feel like faction shooters. I
And
guess.
well, it's a hero shooter, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. So, Robert, if you would please tell me the like to dislike ratio on the video as of now.
Alrighty, give me 1 second.
Yeah, I didn't expect to be put on the spot right now.
No, you're right. Isaac Clarke was in Skate 3, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, Skate 3. I played a demo version of it. I was like, this is cool. I wish Tony Hawk would be this cool again.
Yeah. For the worldwide reveal, I'll put my audio off. Hold on. It has 12K likes to 24K dislikes as of July 26, 2021.
Whew, that is I don't think I've ever seen. No, I've seen. Like, what game was it that had such a big dislike to it? What was it?
It's surprising that it's like pretty even, or it's doubled in dislikes, but like there's still more likes to it than I would have thought.
Well, I feel like the dislikes are just to the bandwagon where it's like, yeah, this game sucks. Yeah, come on, guys, let's be friends.
Well,
It's like
I
an
mean, if you look at
influence
if
dislike.
if you look at the comments and like what people are saying about it, even on Twitter, and like, not that Twitter's the best place of reference, but it's the fact they're using the Tom Clancy name to it, and
Yeah.
it doesn't really fit the style of game that they're going for.
Yeah, they could like they don't have to put Tom Clancy. They can just literally just call it Ghost Recon.
Yeah,
Like
well,
not a, it's not
Ghost
Ghost
Recon
Recon
is a
game.
Tom. No, no, no. It's Xdefiant.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying like it's
Which,
not Ghost Recon. I'm just saying like because it's like
oh,
Splinter Cell because it's like Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, and then it's like
no,
Tom
but
Clancy's Ghost Recon.
that
Like
makes sense.
yeah, like those make sense. But like the thing is, like you don't have to have Tom Clancy's names to your newer stuff. Like it still can be associated with it. It's just like it can like I'm saying like Tom Clancy. If it wasn't Tom Clancy, Ghost Recon Breakpoint works just as well as Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Yeah, but
You get what I'm
the
saying? Like
reason, the point of having it is to have the association with him. Like he wrote the books for it, so yeah, that's why they call him Tom Clancy's whatever, whatever.
it's like John. It's like Madden. You know, John Madden has
Yeah,
nothing to do
yeah,
with it
that's
anymore.
essentially the same thing. Well, I mean, Tom Clancy's dead, so
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like the poor guy. Like, he's just if only he knew how much his stuff was being milked.
yeah,
But I mean, it's it's kind of like I try not to have that big of opinion because they're not really doing anything different. I mean, it's like us. Like we're another Let's Play channel that just like, and we're not saying we're not the only Let's Play channel that advocates for mental health and
yeah,
stuff because that stuff that sucks, especially when you don't have someone you don't have anybody to talk to. We're not licensed psychiatrists, but I mean, we can be here for you if you want it. But
yeah.
the
I mean,
faction
I'm
shooter,
studying psychology, so
the faction shooter is something that it's like it's this. It's like I like to think of it as like, oh, it's just another Smash Brothers clone and stuff like that. Well, how far do we go into before we call it like its own genre? Where it's like a faction
yeah.
shooter, it's its own genre. What are you bringing to the table? Like it's like people are doing a lot more like team based thing where it's like, what is that? What's it called? Knockout City, I think it's called.
Hmm.
Like that's a cool like
The dodgeball game.
yeah, that's a cool game like with its own little thing. I mean, and what was it they said that this was like a punk, you know, faction shooter, hero shooter thing, and it's like, oh, you mean Apex? Those
It's
guys look
punk
pretty
rock
punk.
meets tactical shooter,
No,
which those are two very opposite things. You know, you shouldn't have punk rock and tactical shooter in the same sentence.
yeah, I mean, like that reminds me of like the garage like style like punk thing that Batman was doing,
Yeah.
and I think there was like I can't remember his name. I think it's like Clown Killer or something where it
Oh
was just
yes.
some dude with
You
like
got
a
the mohawk.
baseball bat. Yeah, he had a baseball bat with like a battering stuck into it.
Yeah.
And it was going around like messing up these like different like people who were like working with a Joker and stuff.
Hmm.
But I mean, but with the faction shooters and everything, that's just it's just because you already have Apex, you have Overwatch, hero shooters, and you have
Hmm.
what's another one? What's another? I'm forgetting one. I guess Rainbow Six Siege.
That's a
It's a
bit more
tactical shooter.
tactical.
I mean,
Yeah, but
you still got Rainbow Six Siege. Just do what GTA's
it
doing and milk it for a
yeah.
few years.
I mean, if you don't like what they're doing with Xdefiant, then you still have other things to play. Unless you're a Splinter Cell fan.
Yeah, unless you really like like the Tom Clancy games and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, sure, go ahead. We're not saying don't buy it. We're just
Well,
telling you like
Xdefiant's free to play, which is my only issue with it.
yeah, I mean, it's like what Charlie was doing to all those poor kids on Pokemon.
Oh God.
If you guys haven't already seen, you should go see him mess up a bunch of kids with his pay to win transactions and just fucking up everybody's mood.
Yeah, see, that's where my main issue arises. It's pay to, well, not necessarily pay to win. It's free to play, so it's no doubt probably going to be pay to win.
It's an
And
Ubisoft game, of
yeah,
course it is.
it's Ubisoft, so of course they're gonna have a bunch of cosmetics because different factions. It's a bit wacky, you know. I mean, they
Yeah,
gotta make money somehow,
I
so
mean, you'll
don't blame
probably
them.
you'll probably get a Sam Fisher skin, no doubt about
I
it.
will break my forehead
I'll
if
break it
that
into like
happens.
yeah, I'll break it into a 5 head.
Oh no.
But I mean, it's whatever. I'm not one for tactical shooters. That's not my thing.
I thought about that, and it would be painful to actually break your forehead, like the skull area in your forehead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, go on.
But I mean, that's not my cup of tea. I mean, but if you're somebody who's looking for something a little bit different than tactical hero shooter. I mean, go ahead. I mean, by all means, play the game. I mean, who gives a shit what anybody says? I mean, there's still
Yeah.
the thing is though is like it's like, oh well, 27,000 people disliked it. Yeah, but you still have a bunch of 12,000 other people you can play with. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
who gives a shit, right? I mean, unless they're doing some downright despicable things and they're literally like scamming the fuck out of you to play,
Which
you
they
know.
probably will with
I mean,
Ubisoft.
we'll see. I mean, but like until then, I mean, just hang out with those other 12,000 people. I mean, who gives a shit what anyone else says? I mean, the thing is, though, it's like the Simpson effect, where it's like it's not, you can never do anything original. You can just throw your own spin on it.
Yeah, that's just what everyone's doing anyway. So
Yeah. Also, we had brought up Clown Killer, which actually is a the whole Batman thing, which actually is a good segue to what I wanted to talk about. That's something I individually want to talk about is so if you are a fan of DC and you saw the crazy hype and the crazy amount of like support that Zack Snyder's Justice League got from his the Zack Snyder cut, which I believe is the superior version of the
oh,
Justice League,
absolutely.
then you may have like heard the news of about Michael B. Jordan.
Yep.
So, for those of you who haven't heard or who've heard like a vague rumor, at some point at time when Henry Cavill, right? That's how you say it,
Yeah, Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill.
Henry,
Either pronunciation.
Henry, my ass looks good in any pants.
Henry
Um,
Seaman. Seaman sounds a lot like Seaman. Whoops.
Also, look up the video of him putting a PC together, and that man's ass is just like, like you could slide like an envelope between it and like use that as a letter opener. That's all like solid and like, Okay, I'm getting on topic. Okay, so when he stepped down as Superman from the Man of Steel, there were cast.
He didn't step down.
Oh, he didn't step down. Yeah, step down quotations.
Yeah.
Apparently, WB doesn't like likes being assholes
Yeah, they just straight up replaced him.
in a professional sense. So the idea was to bring in Michael B. Jordan to be. Now they didn't say
Well,
Clark
that was
Kent.
the rumored idea.
They didn't say Clark, but they didn't say Clark Kent. They
No,
said
they did.
did they say Clark Kent?
Yeah, they were like, we're gonna replace Clark Kent. We're gonna make him black.
Okay, so here's my theory with that is that I think the idea was that they're like we're gonna make we're gonna make Superman black. It's just Michael B. Jordan's gonna be the next Superman.
Yeah.
Now Superman has always been Kal-El Clark Kent. However,
That's the only one we've ever seen on screen.
yeah. However, the mantle of
live
Superman,
action.
yeah, the mantle of Superman has been upheld by numerous amounts of people. So
Yeah.
Clark Kent hasn't always been, or it wasn't just that
Superman
was just,
hasn't always just been Clark
yeah,
Kent.
Clark Kent. There we go. So, I saw an article or like another gaming page
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, so this is just they showed him in a suit with glasses, Michael B. Jordan, and then they showed like a mock-up of what his suit would look like in this whole HBO Max like series that they're gonna do for Michael B. Jordan as Superman. A lot of people were like, why are they gonna make him black with the social justice warrior? Blah, 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 blah. Like, you don't understand that Superman is a very, very old hero. He's very like back in the points where, it was to the point where there was no like representation of like people of color in comics, and they think they're trying to shoehorn in now as of all like right now they're trying to do no. That's been a thing where
So Superman's been around since like the 1930s in Action Comics.
Yeah.
Which is about the time like segregation was still pretty big.
Yeah. And the whole beacon of Superman was that he stood for the hope of people, everybody. And so when people heard he was going to be Superman, a lot of people thought they were just making Clark Kent black.
Well, because that was what was said originally.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to say something, and don't take it as me being racist, because I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's going to say something racist." No, Michael B. Jordan would be a good Clark Kent.
Sure.
There is a multiverse. He'd be a good Clark Kent, but he'd be a perfect Val-Zod.
Yep.
Which is, and remember, Google is free. So I don't know, before you go in that comment section, be like, Superman's not black. Hey, maybe go into Google, look up Black Superman, or is
Yep,
Superman black? You can
been
literally
several.
you can literally see like the more popular one is Val-Zod, which Val-Zod actually would is a good resemblance to Michael B. Jordan. Like he
Mm-hmm.
has a good thing, and I think Michael B. Jordan can get his body, or I guess he can. He's perfect the way he is. I mean, as long as he keeps himself like Superman toned up, he can be
Yeah.
like Val-Zod. He was taken in and fostered by the House of L. Like he was a foster, brother to Kal-El, and he ended up taking up the mantle as Superman. As form of like, oh, I'm gonna keep the tradition going. I'll be the next Superman. I mean, if he was cast as Clark Kent, it wouldn't have been a problem. However, I think the smartest thing to do is to make Michael B. Jordan Val-Zod, so
It
they
would
can
have been made
establish.
a problem, but it wouldn't originally initially be a problem.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. Yeah, it would. That's my always thing. I always say like people. If there's not a problem with it, that's the problem. People will find a problem with it. They'll make that up the problem.
Yeah.
And like, oh, Clark Kent's not supposed to be black. Well, it's like, okay, fine, but like, uh, in Falcon and Winter Soldier, at some point in time, Falcon was actually a white guy.
Yeah.
In earlier ones, but now he's African American, which isn't a problem. Miles Morales isn't a problem. He isn't Peter Parker. He's his own character, which is why I'm saying that
race
it's like instead of giving Michael B. Jordan to be Clark Kent, that's cool and all, but instead of him just being, oh, he's another Clark Kent, Michael B. Jordan is the first Val-Zod.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the big platform, like I don't know if there isn't any animated series where Val-Zod does show up. I know it's in the comics he does show up, because I think Val-Zod's also in the same Earth where there is an African American Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman is also a title that gets passed down as well. Same thing with Batman. There have been numerous different Batmen.
Yeah.
So it's just like I don't see what the problem is.
The current Batman, I think, in the comic run, isn't he?
Yes,
Lucius Fox's son.
I think so. I haven't kept up with the recent one yet, but I believe he is of that descent. And they're like, oh, well, why not a Chinese Superman? I mean, if they wanted to, yeah. I mean,
sure.
And they're like, oh, well, in the future, there's like the Batman Beyond thing where it's Terry McGinnis is Batman, and Clark Kent is still Superman, because Kryptonians age differently. Like they don't age.
Yeah, he ages a little slower.
Yeah, but I mean, but you see where I'm getting at is that Michael B. Jordan would be a good Clark Kent, but would be a perfect Val-Zod, because since he'll be like he'll be spearheading the thing where he's like, oh, well, he's on Val-Zod, that's completely different, and it's comic book accurate too, since you're keeping up with it. It's because people start calling it blackwashing.
Yeah, which isn't really a thing.
Which isn't like, and look at Falcon and what's his name? Anthony Mackie, I think his name is.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie.
Where now his character Sam is now the new Captain America. Yep. And it's not like he's Steve Rogers Captain. He's taking up the mantle as
his character. I don't remember the name.
Captain America. So, and this will be perfect too, since Henry Cavill was forced down. This could be someone else taking up the mantle, and it's Val-Zod, or Michael B. Jordan taking up being Superman.
Mm-hmm. The thing about Michael B. Jordan's project that he's working on, I don't know if he's starring in it. I don't think he said. It's not really a problem. It's just a thing I noticed is that it's an HBO Max series, so it might not be what we see theatrically.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Titans still look pretty good. I mean, you could still get. I mean, Michael B. Jordan's like a really cool guy, so I mean, he can eventually do it.
He's super cool. And for the people who are gonna make it an issue, doesn't matter because it's not the main canon, quote unquote canon.
Yeah.
Superman that they'll be seeing.
Exactly. It just at the end of the day, it's a comic book, so who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Like, and this is like, again, like Google's free. You can look at it, and except for Google Translate, because I know there are some weebs out there who are like, yeah, man, I tried hitting up on this Japanese girls, and Google Translate gave me something different, and now she's all like, well, dick, I'm from Chicago, and it's like, it's a big mess for everybody. But I don't trust Google Translate. That's just my tip with Google.
Why are you so angry at Google Translate?
I don't know. It just I don't know. Sometimes it's not as always accurate.
Alrighty. Alright, it's shady, but alright.
You're shady.
Sure.
Sorry. But no, you see, it says like Michael B. Jordan, in other words, is just it. Who cares? He would be a good Clark Kent, Val-Zod, and it just people are just being big butt babies about it.
Sure.
Now, what people aren't being butt babies about
Actually, so you say that, but like,
are sponsors. No, I'm
uh,
just kidding. We don't have sponsors.
shut up. When the Michael B. Jordan like project was announced or leaked, I don't know if it was actually officially announced, or rumored. I noticed people were being actually very positive about it, surprisingly,
Yeah,
or at least more positive than I would have expected.
yeah. It's just that we were like, "Oh, black people in my comics? No way!" It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, there's always that bad little bunch.
Like, it's just like you're like, "Oh, well, how many black prominent superheroes like they're always shoehorning them in?" Like, no, they're not shoehorning them in. Like, you can name like five, like
Green Lantern.
exactly like okay, so like people are like, "Oh, we'll name five, black superheroes like Green Lantern." It's like right off the bat, Green Lantern. And then you go
Aqualad.
with Black Lightning. I almost said Black Thunder. Black Lightning. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking Black Thunder. I'm sorry. Um, Wally West,
Yeah.
Miles Morales. God, what's his? I don't remember his real name, but he's as Azrael in the. He's one of like he's like a former cop turned into like the guy who
Oh.
follows you in Arkham Knight. I
Yeah.
think there's been
It's.
numerous of one, and like he's also African American. I mean, the
Mhm.
Power Rangers is a full diversity cast too. I mean, the Red Turbo Ranger, the second mantle one is African American. Like it's like oh well, name five prominent black superheroes. I mean, there you go. You got
Yeah.
the half of the Green Lanterns are like also alien races as well. So I mean, they don't
Yeah. So
really
like,
discriminate.
there's that.
So it's like, oh, why you gotta make them black? And it's like, no, it's not making them black. It's just, I mean, I don't know what the race has to do with anything.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone's like, oh, but Superman should be white. You do understand that Henry Cavill isn't American. You know that, right?
No.
Like he's
Y-
not an
I
American
mean,
Superman. Is he?
Superman's not American himself, so
Yeah, exactly. He's an alien. I mean, so I mean, it's like
yeah.
so nobody is like unless you get an actual alien to be, and it's this thing is like you don't have a problem with him not being like accurate and stuff like that. It's like you have a problem with skin tone. That's what you have
Yeah.
a problem with. You have a problem with them being a different color. Like there was somebody for the new Powerpuff Girls mess
Oh
that they're doing.
yes.
It was that they pointed out they're like Bubbles shouldn't be black. They're like,
I
oh
thought it was
well, they're not
Buttercup.
the right like skin color. Not Bubbles, Buttercup. Buttercup shouldn't be black. And they're like, no, see right there, that's racism. No, I'm not racist. It's just because like if you were saying that this should be accurate, you would have pointed out that Bubbles is also of Asian descent. You're not
Yeah.
worried about like ethnicity and stuff. You're not worried about like them being accurate. You're worried about skin tone.
Yeah.
So, and that's also pointed out in the Injustice comic book line, where it's like it's a thing with Superman and Martian Manhunter, and Wonder Woman comes in and grabs Martian Manhunter by the face, and he says, "Out of two aliens, you chose the side of the one that looks mostly like you."
Yeah.
So it's like that's the issue that people have with these diversity things. It's not that you have a problem with them. Like if he could put on a really good American accent and then play the role as Clark Kent, boy from Smallville, Kansas. It's like, but you have an issue with Michael B. Jordan being a Superman. It's like then it's not like, oh, it's not coming back. No, you're just racist. You don't like the fact that it's a different skin tone.
Yeah.
So stop being a butt baby about it, Robert. Like what?
I'm not. I like Michael B. Jordan as an actor.
He is. He's also like really into like anime too,
Yeah, he's a big nerd.
which is really cool. But that also there was what was that one thing? God, it's slipping my brain. I was gonna bring it up too, and I just got into that tangent.
You, yeah, you kind of
Uh,
went all in on there.
yeah. I was gonna mention something along the lines of like A lot of people are like, oh, the multiverse is just an excuse to blah 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 blah. Blah. And it's like, Marvel.
Sure.
There we go. That's it. The multiverse. Marvel's also doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Marvel's also doing a multiverse thing. So it's not, just like shut up and let people enjoy things.
Hell, Kang is being played by a black dude. You know he's a blue alien.
Like, it.
He's played by Jonathan Majors from Lovecraft Country. Watch it, it's really good.
Lovecraft Country? Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's not getting a second season though.
What? No, I thought they were clear for a second season. What the heck are you talking about?
Nope. I showed you the thing and they got canceled.
Oh, right. Was I angry about it?
Yep.
Okay. That's what I was going to bring up. But on to the main topic of this.
Oh, that wasn't the main topic?
No, Activision Blizzard.
You were going all in there. I thought that was the main topic, but okay.
No. That was just a side tangent I want to talk about. Activision Blizzard lawsuit.
Yeah.
It's still fresh. I'm not gonna trust Kotaku with the thing.
I don't trust Kotaku with anything.
Yeah, they're very. I'm trying to find
selective on their topics.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the.
Essentially, they're being sued for harassment.
Yeah, by
the women in the workplace.
By the state of California. So I have the thing right here, and I will send, or I'll have Robert send over the actual like documents that are here, so we can go over it. But so right now it says on July 21st, 2021. This is for a meeting. This is from the Department of Fair Employment and Housing of the state of California. It says the DFEH sues. Yeah, DFEH sues California gaming companies for equal pay violations, sex discrimination, and sexual harassments. Women paid less and subjected to gender discrimination and sexual harassment at Activision Blizzard Inc., Blizzard Entertainment Inc., and Activision Publishing Inc. Sacramento, the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing filed. Sorry, my bad. That look. This is on a
English hard.
Oh, this is on a PDF document. I had to zoom in on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me. I don't want to lose my pace. Okay. Fair Employment Housing Act, Violation Equal Pay Act, blah blah blah. Where was I? God damn it! I lost my place. Act, which is found it. So basically, this is not just like, oh, the employees. No, this is the state of California are suing them for violations of the California Equals Pay Act, which is a Fair Employment and Housing Act, which provided broader protections and greater remedies for victims than their federal counterparts. And this is Activision Inc., founded in Sunnyvale, California in 1979, became the publicly traded company known today as Activision Blizzard Inc. after the 2008 merger with Blizzard Entertainment Inc. Activision Blizzard Inc., headquartered in Santa Monica, California, and known for games such as Call of Duty, Battle.net, and World of Warcraft, allegedly fostered a sexist culture and paid women less than men, despite women doing substantially similar work, assigned women to lower level jobs and promoted them at slower rates than men, and fired or forced women to quit at higher frequencies than men. The DFEH also alleges that African American women and other women of color were particularly impacted by Activision's Blizzard discriminatory practice. So I think at some point they did say that there was a woman who killed herself because of this.
Oh God!
And then like they would work them to the bone, like, and one of the guys would push the work off on someone else because he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, you're just like.
However, that is just speculations from like videos that I've seen from like Mudahard or like some ordinary gamer and like Charlie talk about where that they pointed out that they pushed off some of the work onto it. Now Charlie was actually looking at the document and stuff. Like you can literally just go through it and see,
what all they were doing.
Yeah. And it says, let's see. Okay, yeah. Okay, right now it's just one page. So in addition to DFEH alleges that women were subjected to constant sexual harassment, including groping, comments, and advances. The lawsuit also alleges that the company's executives and human resources personnel knew of the harassment and failed to take responsible steps to prevent unlawful conduct and instead retaliated against women who complained. Vigorous enforcement of California's civil rights and labor law, including the Fair Employment and Housing Act and the California Equal Pay Act, is priority. Stronger than the federal counterpart, California Equal Pay law requires equal pay to substantially similar working, and FEHA impossible strict liability for certain types of harassment. Now that lets you know that how serious this shit was, because apparently they would have what was called, I guess cubicle, like cubicle crawls, where they would go in, they all get fucking
Oh
wasted.
yes.
Like they would get completely plastered, and that kind of explains why all the games are shit right now.
Yeah, they had a frat boy mentality essentially.
Yeah, and it's it's sad when you think about it. I mean, because like I enjoy playing games. Like
Yeah.
I literally like I played Persona 5 Royal with Cheese,
Mm-hmm.
and, and we were gonna play it on the channel. And it was such a good game that I told Robert I don't know what to do with my life right now.
Oh yeah.
And that's how I felt the first time around when I beat it. And I take such enjoyment into it, but it kind of sucks when you have like the people making your games are going through so much bullshit just to push it. Like I'm enjoying it, but I'm enjoying the
Well,
efforts
they
of
slaved away to like
yeah,
make this.
like and it's
It
just
feels
like
wrong.
yeah, this itself is the epitome of like what shouldn't be done. I understand
Yeah.
that there are times where it's like, all right, guys, listen, you guys have been working real hard. Let's just buck up. It's like we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna do this 100%
We're gonna get
as a
it done.
team.
Yeah.
And that I can enjoy. Like I can enjoy the hard work that was put into Persona 5 Royale. Like I don't want to be looking at some scandal that was going on and think, well, shit. You're gonna play a Call of Duty. You're gonna play a game from Activision Blizzard, knowing that there's some woman out there who was sexually harassed and put through the absolute hell of her life just to get this Call of Duty game out. Like I don't think I'd be able to enjoy the game knowing that. Knowing that
Yeah.
that much bullshit was going around and stuff. I mean, it's funny, and I think it says after like a 2 year investigation.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's been
That
going on for quite a while.
I mean, like how just like I was born in the '90s,
Yep.
so this was around like the PlayStation 2 era and stuff, and but back in the day, I not much like you didn't really see this kind of like shit going around. I mean, if you did, I mean, I don't know about it, but I mean, there were still a bunch of people out there, like, just there were still like, hey, working for a video game company is all fun times, and now it's just a bunch of fucking Activision Blizzard virgins forcing themselves onto women to make themselves feel good. I don't know, whatever, people like put them through hell because they work at a video game company and stuff, like when you think, oh yeah, I work at Activision or Blizzard, I work with the people who play Call of Duty games. And he's like, oh yeah, it's all fun times and everything, but no, it's not. You got like a bunch of fucking sex starved, perverts coming in, shifting their weight around, and making it worse on women trying to break into the gaming industry, and now you're turning them away from it. Like, ugh, it's such a distaste for like something that people enjoy. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't play Call of Duty anymore. Like, and,
No.
and if I did play it, it was for either zombies or just to dick around in like Black Ops.
Yeah.
Like all I did was me and my friend would just put me and him versus a team full of computers, and we
Yeah,
would
just a bunch of
just
bots like on the hardest difficulty and just like
yeah, we'll see how
screw
long
around
we
for a while.
last. Yeah, I never played online. I've never gone that far. The only online shooter thing that I've ever done was like Destiny 2, and that was it.
Yeah, even
And,
then that's a little bit different.
yeah, even then, like I didn't do it as much either,
Yeah.
and it just it sucks to hear that even to like we're in 2021 and people are still being treated like that, mainly women. And like
Yep.
this isn't the first time. What wasn't it? Didn't we talk about Riot Games on a podcast?
There was shit with Riot Games. I can't remember her name right now, but there was a woman who accused a developer. I think it's someone from Night in the Woods. I think is the name of the game. in the woods.
Like
He
that
was
hipster
accused.
game.
Yeah, but he was accused of sexual assault by someone, and he ended up taking his life shortly after.
Shut up, for real,
Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast.
man, dude. That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we say podcast, not playcast. Like you won't find it here, but I mean, you went on Spotify and you looked up Babel Bros, spelled Babel. Uh, you can find a few episodes that we did on it. Do I remember what we said on it? No.
Nope.
I don't remember half the shit that we were talking about. I mean, it's not like you'd find any controversial stuff. I mean, we were still. We probably cussed a lot, but
Yeah.
we still mind our p's and q's.
Mm-hmm. And we
Cool.
still stayed to the topic, so
Yeah, but I
for the
mean,
most part.
yeah, for the most part, we did. You did also like, but we were in person, so you would like look at me when I was getting on off topic.
Oh yeah, that would you would hear Justin say like a lot.
Yeah, I still do that, but
You do.
I don't do it as often anymore.
Sure.
But back to just them, like I couldn't imagine how much hell those people went through, and it's not like they could have like left because you're talking about Santa Monica, California. These people are living there, and the cost of living there is very high.
It's very high.
So I mean, it's not like you can't just quit your job. I mean, this job is probably paying a little bit more than what you would usually, think. I mean, if you want to keep up with the cost of living, you're gonna have to, really, really push through it. I mean, but it's not worth it if you're gonna be put through literal hell.
Yeah, I mean some women even did leave their job.
Yeah, and it forced a bunch of them to leave. And the thing is, was like they couldn't even ask for help. Like this is
No.
only happening because the state of California is getting involved. The
Like
state.
who are you gonna ask for help in the workplace? Like, oh, let me go ask my coworker for help. No, they're probably in on it too.
It did say that the HR department knew about it
Yeah.
and chastised them and silenced them because they couldn't do anything. So essentially, you're like, oh yeah, I sexually harassed you and I groped you. What, you didn't tell HR? They don't give a shit. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they're on our side too. They're the probably ones making remarks. I think
Hell, they might have done something worse.
I think there was I can't tell if I don't remember if it's this one that I read or if it's
Mhm.
another game studio where the boss will go into the cubicles and fart and just crop dust the fuck out of some of the female employees.
Oh, that's awful.
Like, who the
Like,
fuck?
who the hell does that?
Yeah, who the fuck does that? Like, what?
Like, sure, if you're doing that to your friend, like, sure, but like, not at work.
Yeah, not at work. You do it on your own free time, or like you do what I
Yeah.
do, and like in between classes, run up on Robert and like throw a few jabs at him. I
Yeah.
got like crazy jabs. Like I'm just there like poking you.
While I'm asleep,
No one told you to be sleeping in the room by yourself.
I was doing research.
Oh yeah. That you were the man in the chair.
Yeah,
The
literally.
shut up. I was gonna say don't say it literally, but you know it's like the thing is it's just like it's the whole stigma like oh games are for guys and stuff. There's oh you're fake gamer girl. Like girls love games too, and
Yeah.
they would like to be able to be part of the creative process behind it, and
Mm-hmm.
not have to worry about some double D fat nerd come over and just harass them over some bullshit reason. Sometimes I wish I was smart so I could have my own gaming company. Like I wouldn't let that shit slide, especially at the
Yeah.
podcast club too when Blake was freaking out and I
Oh
showed
yeah.
up, get ready to beat some ass.
Yeah.
But I probably would look bad at me because the guy who was harassing Blake got hit by a bus.
I mean, those two are, related.
Well, I mean, I was gonna if I had to.
Yeah,
Like,
but then
why-
that'd be his own fault.
yeah. I mean, but then again, that probably would be on me too. I shouldn't be like throwing punches and stuff. But
Sure.
I remember that guy that day too. That guy was friend came by, pulled me aside. He was like, "Hey, so and so said that you kicked him out of the podcast club." No, I said, yeah, because I have it on good authority. And the way Blake reacted when she saw him led me to believe that he was doing some shady shit. And this isn't the first time I seen him. He did it once in front of me,
Yeah,
and I told him to knock that shit off because he was getting a little too friendly with another acquaintance that we had there at the time. And I
yeah,
told him, I was like, this is the second time, and this time the person in question did flinch and did actually start kind of backing up when he came in there. So I told him to leave. You're lucky that's all I did. And his friend decided to start asking me questions. Oh, who was it? Who was she? And that's none of your business. It's like, as
yeah.
the forced appointed president of a 3-person club, I'm not gonna stand for my
We gotta
only
be
friend
more.
being harassed. My friend at the time, uh, being harassed by some random weirdo who said they like their self harm scars. Like,
Yeah,
what
that
the
might be a bit
fuck?
personal.
Yeah.
Might have to cut that out.
Oh, right. Well, what time is it?
I don't know.
We'll ask him. We'll ask him if it's okay. And then if
Okay.
not, I'll edit it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, who like you shouldn't be putting your hands on anybody anyways.
Yeah, you still shouldn't be touching people when they don't
Exactly.
want to be.
Even telling them that, oh, I want to be a mortician. Like, what the fuck? All right, whatever. Like, dude, Mister Criminal Minds. You're like, this is an episode of a Criminal Minds case.
Yeah.
But that was just an incident at the college. I mean, it it just takes one person to be like, quit your shit,
Yeah.
dude. Like, not cool. Like, seriously. And I kicked him out for it. I told him, you're not allowed to come back here. And he was like, okay. And he left. That was it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have like a whole team, like PR people are like, listen, dude, if you're over here, like, I understand making rude comments and stuff. You can give them a warning. Like,
Yeah.
look, dude, listen, I know you're getting a little free happy with the comments that you made, the comments that you're making and stuff. You
Like,
need to,
knock it off.
yeah, knock that shit off. We can't have you going around here doing that stuff. However, the second they start touching people, I mean, for me, that's a no go. You're gonna have to leave. I'm gonna have to ask you to get the hell out of here. Oh well,
Yeah.
production will be slower. Do you know how many other
Okay.
people are
Sure.
looking to work in a gaming company? Like, literally, I can just go onto LinkedIn and look up how many other people's in this area alone looking to work in the video game industry and stuff and break through. I'm sure we'll be fine to find somebody to come in and do what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, how there are Twitter posts like, "Hey, we're looking for people who can do this." You know,
Exactly. You can go
we
straight
need
to
a
Twitter.
character. Yeah, we need a character artist, and we're hiring.
Yeah, there's even like game. I think it was like Gamenesia. I think it was what that we were
Yeah.
using at some point. Post
Hmm.
up job listings for people who are looking for work.
Yeah.
Exactly. But see, the thing is though, that's only if the company itself is actually providing those rights. You as a person, regardless of your gender or ethnicity and stuff, have rights when you go in and work for a company like that. Which is why this is the reason why as you can see, like in the lawsuit and the document, that there are actually places there are actually laws and everything in place to protect your rights
Your
as
personal rights.
your
Yeah.
personal rights working in a place for labor force. You can actually be like, oh well, what are you gonna do? Blah 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 blah. Like, you can go to the state and be like, yeah, this
Like
company
you
is like,
take legal action.
yeah,
Yeah.
this company's being like really fucking shady and not doing their goddamn job. They're actually making your job 10 times worse. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the backlash for all this would like what's gonna happen, because I think it says okay, so this is a statement from director Kevin Keish,
Okay.
and this is saying that all employers should ensure that their employees are being paid equally and to take all steps to prevent discrimination, harassment, and retaliation. And this is from the DFEH director Kevin Keach. Like, these are the people that you look out for. These are the people looking out for people who are working in those kind of like bad environments. So if you go to the HR department and they're not doing anything, And it's like it just takes one person to be like, hey, look, listen. I mean, some people should actually look into this. It was a 2 year
Yeah.
investigation, but this is
It
the
takes
end
time. Yeah,
result.
of
It
course.
takes time, and here we are with a state issued lawsuit from the state of California saying we're coming for that ass. This shit
Essentially, yeah.
is no go. This is a bad environment, and a bad time for everybody. And okay. Let me see. I'm trying to look in the when this happened. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, yeah. So he even says that this is especially important for employers in a male-dominant industry such as technology and gaming.
There it is.
You
Bam.
you can even say like yeah, and it is right that the video game industry is male-dominated
Yeah.
because back then video games were still appealed to boys
To the yeah
and
to the quote unquote male fantasy, as BuzzFeed likes to put it.
yeah, on January 1st, 2021, California Senate Bill number 973 took effect and authorized the DFEH to file lawsuits for violations of the California Equal Pay Act, Labor Code Section 1197. Was it Lipsy 5? Lipsy? That's what this is what they have here. And
Okay.
because remember, each state has its own set of like labor laws and like labor stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you're being mistreated and stuff, and they're like, "Well, what are you going to do about it?" HR won't do anything. That's even more of a case when their own HR department isn't doing jack shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to all happen in one foul swoop, but I mean, it takes time. And when they lost an investigation, I mean, and then there's a bunch of other cases where people have investigated and it just went
Hmm.
nowhere and stuff.
Yeah. Dude, didn't really go anywhere.
But I mean, if you can just there's a bunch of there have been people who like done like a whistleblower job where it's like you collect your own evidence and you spread it out there because nothing can prepare you from the Twitter counterculture, which is sometimes basically all you can do. You go on Twitter and say, "Hey, look, listen, this blah 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 blah." You do a whistleblower, which could be a breach of contract, and you could get fired from it, but that's in the air now. Now they're realizing, hey, these people are up to some shady shit, and more people are going to start coming up and be like, yeah, I used to work there, and it sucked.
Yeah.
There were even I think Magic Muscles should have a few what happens on some game studios that had like there were some people there doing drugs.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like it was just straight up, just like they were all just like really like just out of their minds and just like doing like games and stuff. I mean, that's not like something you want, and that affects the quality of like what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
But it sucks. It sucks that and the worst part about it is that Activision Blizzard won't be the last place that this will happen. It's already
Most
happened
likely not.
before.
No.
I mean, again with Riot Games, it's gonna happen again. But
Yeah.
hopefully this is proof enough that if don't just let them win. Don't be like, well, there's nothing that you can do. There's something you can do. You can do it. And if it's just you as a person, and you see this company like fucking with other people, know that you guys can band together. And when more people start coming up, be like, hey, yeah, these people are up to some shady shit. Eventually someone's gonna get involved. I mean, again, 2 year investigation, but that's just 2 years. I mean, some of these go on for longer, and people think, well, what can do about it? I mean, you start acting fast, you start collecting evidence, you start submitting to like the state itself. Like for us, we here in Texas, and if we were working for a labor place a company that was actually like violating labor laws and stuff, you can easily file that shit under like, hey, not cool, and come together to form a like a labor, what's it, like a labor union?
A union. Yeah.
Union. And like these guys are like not doing
I
their
mean,
shit.
unions
I
are
don't know.
more
I don't know
towards
more.
payment.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it, which is why I'm babbling like an idiot. But again, there's still labor laws. Like there's still laws that we fall in that like they're not some all powerful being. They're not the final boss. Like even they had to abide to a set of rules and laws. Like
Yeah.
if
I mean,
HR
they're
is
still
putting
human
you
beings.
down, then you go above them. If the people above are not doing what they're supposed to do, you go to the state. Like they want you to quit. that's what they want. They want you
Yeah,
to.
so they won't face
It's gonna be
any
a tough.
consequences.
It's gonna be a tough battle to go through and tell them this is what's happening. But that's what they want. They want you to be like, nothing's gonna happen. It's like, of course, nothing's gonna happen right now. You keep at it. You get all the other people that were like being mistreated as well, and eventually you compile a bunch of evidence and you go through with it and you get something that happens here again. The lawsuit. Riot Games went with it as well. Riot Games was being
Yeah,
out and they were all being out. Like you said, the Night in the Woods. Randy Pitchfork
developer. Yeah, Randy Pitchfork.
as
I mean,
well.
he's still working, but
You know, it's but the thing is, it's like now it's out there he's a piece of shit. I mean, he assaulted Claptrap's voice actor
yeah,
because and like he didn't get Claptrap's voice actor didn't even get paid for being Claptrap's voice actor.
no, he was just like, hey, I'm already here. Might as well do the voice.
Yeah, I mean, like they weren't gonna pay him extra for it. They're like, well, you're already
Yeah,
working here. We're already
yeah,
paying
you're
you.
already getting paid, so
So it's like them making
which
you
is
do
unfair.
like
You should have been paid.
it's like well I'm like it's like me if I was working at some place it's like well I'm just I'm here to fix the thing. It's like oh yeah
Yeah,
well now you're gonna go come clean the thing. You're like well that's not my job. I'm
yeah,
making it your job. That's essentially what happened. Like I'm making it your job.
yeah,
It's just like it sucks that it's not that shit happens. You know,
yeah.
and especially to women, and then it's gonna discourage all of them. Not to want to do it. Like, I mean, and it's like, and most of the time you hear that, and it's not just like the women working there. It's also like voice actor, like women who are working in the industry, like the video game industry. Like they may get mistreated by some of the employees that are there, because apparently some of them have never seen a fucking woman other than their mom or sister.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like, it's not that hard to keep your dick into your pants.
No. Speaking of which, like even after all this came out, Jalen Brack, the president of Blizzard, he was like, "Oh no, it's unbearable to see this kind of stuff happen in my workplace." Like you're the president, and he's even the one doing like shitty shit. Like there's a interview from 2010, I believe, at a panel or not an interview. It's a Q&A sort of situation,
Yeah.
and a woman has worked up the courage to ask a question that she's very serious about. She goes, "Hey, I like the work that you do on the game. I like the game, but when are the women not gonna look like, like
Hoochies.
yeah, essentially." She uses a different word. She goes,
Scantily
essentially
clad.
models. Yeah, scantily clad models, like Vogue models.
Yeah.
And his answer is, well, what magazine do you want them to look like if not Vogue? And like him and his buddies are on the panel just laughing it up. I'm like, okay, but you're the president. You should have a serious answer in regards to that question. It's a very serious question
Yeah.
to that woman, at least.
Yeah. I mean, that's also another thing too. It's like, so that's kind of like
Keep
a
her
bit.
professional.
Yeah, that's a little bit iffy because there was somebody were like, oh, look at all these male scantily clad women. They're like, oh, well, the artist was a woman. This was all developed by a woman.
Yeah,
They made them that way and stuff. And I understand, like, oh, like, oh, why do they have to be scantily clad and sexy and stuff? And it's just like, all right, because like if you ever see uh like Kitana, like
yeah,
she like her armor has changed and she's had different like like one piece suits and stuff like that. Like Melina had that crazy just thing going on and it's like and you see her in Mortal Kombat now. Like she has like the full like she has like maybe like a sports bra kind of top and she has like the tight pants and stuff, but she's not
yeah,
like completely like just like titties hanging out and stuff, you know. But I mean, yeah, again, yeah, you see like that shit. He's done shit like that before,
yeah,
and then like the thing is, was like him and the president, he can fucking spin that shit like really well. Like this was just a lawsuit. Like we don't know what's gonna happen after this. Like this was just what was issued. This is just what was going on. So
yeah.
there's
We don't know
still
what the
more to do.
results are
It's
as of
still an
yet.
ongoing thing, and we'll probably do like another playcast if anything. If anything,
Yeah, follow up.
yeah. But it's it's just I guess we're still, if it's right for me to say that we're still in the booming like earlier like back then like video games weren't as prominent, but now we're all video games everything. We're all video games. all these companies are popping up and stuff, and all these third party developers and all these indie, gaming companies starting up and stuff. So it's kind of hard to like really pinpoint like what's going on because it's a video game thing, and there were like a bunch of like that
It's
was
such a
like
big industry.
yeah, that's like it was with swatting.
Yeah,
Like they it was kind of hard to kind of just mm, you know it's like something bad has to happen first before they start doing anything. Unfortunately, that's what it was. Like that one guy who was swatting people, and all right, I don't know what part got cut off. I'll probably fix it, but we're doing this through share play, so my bad. But yeah, the guy who's swatting people went on Andromeda and was like, I didn't pull the trigger. That wasn't me. So I'm not responsible for his death. It's like, but you're the one who's
you are the
like,
source of it, like the
yeah.
root of it, essentially.
And he even there was even a recording saying that he killed his dad, and now he has the rest of his family hostage. So when the innocent, this guy was like a father. He opens the door, and he's kind of surprised, and he's scared, and he kind of just like he's like puts his hands up, and out of reflex, the cop shoots him.
Yeah,
Someone died because of the bullshit that you were doing, and they finally were able to put him like that was like, you're making like false like false claims, and I don't know what exactly he was charged for, but he's gonna be there for a long time, and he was also calling in bomb threats at like
Oh,
universities and stuff, so like really scummy shit, and this was
yeah,
all over a Call of Duty feud.
yeah.
So because the guy who was doing the swatting just does his thing, he was actually contacted by another person, and the person he was mad at started taunting him and gave him an address of a place he used to live at. So he wasn't living there. He's like, come on, come swat me. Come swat me. And then when someone died, the two people who were feuding were like, hey, look, listen, dude, someone fucking died because of the bullshit that we were doing. You need to erase
Yeah.
everything. You need to get rid of all the shit that you have on us talking about it. Is it because some shit's gonna happen, and everyone involved were facing repercussions of their actions and stuff. So
Hmm.
that's something that also can be like that was something like early. I think it was like 2015 when that happened.
Yeah.
So all this stuff is still like it's still relatively new. Like Sweet Anita who had that stalker.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, I forgot about that.
So like, and she's still being stalked.
Hmm.
And they're like, well, have you considered not making contact? Have you considered not doing that? And it's
It's like,
like what the fuck? Like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, I mean, it's like what? Like, it's like K-pop people. Like, they get stalkers all the time. Like the K-pop, you know, I guess like BTS and stuff. Like they probably have stalkers. And what if someone breaks in and tries to kill them? And they're like, why have you considered not being BTS? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, Sweet
yeah,
Anita
like,
did nothing
oh, okay.
wrong. Like Sweden is just doing her own thing, and you got a guy with a fucking knife. Let's focus on the guy with the knife. Like, have you told
Yeah.
him maybe to not do that? Maybe not like like it's like they even I think she even said they stopped showing up to her. Like they stopped showing up at her
Yeah. Stop
house.
responding. Hmm.
And like she has that what does she have? She has like a
Tourette
nervous.
syndrome.
Yeah, she has like what was it? There's something that involved her motor functions. There was like a
Tics,
yeah, there we go.
which stem from Tourette syndrome.
I thought there was something else that they called it. Yeah,
Uh,
maybe it's just Tourette's. I thought there was like another like scientific like
no, Tourette's is the proper term for it.
yeah, and they're like, why don't you get a gun? Well, first of all, she lives in the UK, so I mean, there's stricter gun laws,
There's stricter gun laws there, yeah.
and also I think she mentioned that
Two, she
her
has
drinking
ticks, and
like even
some of
her
them
drinking
are.
a cup of coffee is very dangerous for her because of the ticks.
Yeah.
Like even her saying banana.
Well, she's gotten over that one.
Yes, yes, yes. But like at some point, even her saying banana was an issue for
Or
her,
hearing a certain word.
or
They're
seeing something that could trigger a tick.
yeah.
Like when someone would donate and say a trigger like that would like get her to like start like the ticks start kicking in and stuff.
Tick attack, yeah.
So I mean, it's not like that you can't like do it. And this guy literally said, "I'm going to kill your rabbit, or you're going to kill your bunny, and I'm gonna kill your mom, and I'm gonna kill you." And the cops are like, "I don't know what you want us to do about it. Have you maybe not stopped? Maybe not do streaming." It's like,
Like, that's her livelihood.
yeah, it's like what the fuck, man. And
No.
it's like, and that's a situation like with like most females who try to get into like the gaming like industry and stuff, and that's just like it's like, well, how have you maybe not tried being a female in the gaming industry? I was like, well, no, how about maybe have you tried asking other guys not to be pieces of shit?
Yeah.
Like I'm tired. I mean, I'm getting tired. You can tell because I'm getting
Yeah,
very
you've
punchy.
been ranting this entire time.
And also, I've been
You've gotten off topic several times.
I've actually a lot of stuff happened here, and I slept for like 2 hours,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of a little punchy. But I feel bad, and as of right now, I'm a nobody. I mean, I can't do anything. All we can do is create a environment for people to feel safe in.
You can point, say, "Hey, stop that shit," and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get like a bigger following, I mean, we can probably call people out on their bullshit. At least somebody will be like, "Oh, hey, yeah, these random people are yelling at you," and it's like, "Yeah, well, they're just a bunch of nobodies, like a small fan base," and hopefully, and be like, "Oh shit, yeah, actually, these nobodies have a point. Like these people are,
Yeah.
but I guess all we can do right now is just make an environment.
Advocate for advocate for a better environment.
Yeah, so I mean that's what the whole purpose of the channel is. I mean, don't get it wrong. I mean, I know me and Robert talk shit to each other,
Yeah,
and
but it's all good
that's
fun.
yeah. I mean, that's just we've said it numerous of times that just because me and Robert like talking mess and doing all these like bullshit stuff to each other doesn't mean that it's like, oh, you could come in and you can like fuck around. I mean, that's what friends do. I mean, that's what you
Yeah,
fuck around with your friends. Like, hey, this is gonna be funny. Let me shoot Robert with a rocket, or hey, this is gonna be funny. Let me ram this fucking helicopter into Justin and see what happens.
watch too fucking your own time. Sorry, I had to way over my head now.
And it's just like that's the fun of it. It's like I wonder how Robert would react if I came in with a mega buster screaming at him. And
Yeah,
it's like you get the reaction, and it's like, okay, that was pretty funny. And sometimes me and Robert are like, all right, I got something dumb to do. Like, let's race each other and see who can get down the thing faster. One of us trips or something.
yeah,
Or you spin out like that one time where you got stuck in the gravel.
just several times, but yes,
Yeah, I don't know why there's gravel on the sidewalk specifically for people's in wheelchairs.
I have no idea.
That was a nightmare. It's funny,
Yeah,
but
for a while, yeah, yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like obviously you can't just come in and make fun of Robert because he's in a wheelchair. Like, that's my bit. Like, and Robert knows I'm not. Like, I don't do it with
it's
malicious
not a
intention.
will, yeah,
Like, if I go, oh, look at Mr. Fucking 10 Speed over here, that's just like me giving him a name. It's like
yeah.
Dan. He had that friend called Chinaman, and people were like,
Oh yeah,
and outside your circle, that's like, oh, that's fucked up. And it's like, no, we rag on each other, like we fuck with each other and stuff.
yeah. It's like a inside joke between friends.
Yeah, and but like we want you guys to come in here and like make a community and be friend. Like you can fuck with each other, but when things get serious, just know that we're here for you guys.
Yeah,
Like we want you to come here, fuck around, and just be like, oh yeah, fuck that guy. That's just like whatever. Like we're making fun of like people in the game, or we're making fun of people. We're making fun of each other and stuff. That's what we do. We rag on each other, but know that we would always welcome you guys here. Like we don't approve like racial slurs, or we don't make approve of you, preying on people and stuff like that. That's not a no go. That's not you fucking around. That's just you being an asshole.
yeah.
But yeah, I think we got our point across. We're so angry. Like fuck.
You got your point across. I was just here, like, yeah. All right, cool.
Like you made a good point, but stop yelling at me.
Yeah,
I'm essentially yelling
my
at
ears
you.
are starting to hurt.
I was like, yeah. This whole entire time, I'm essentially yelling at Robert. He's like, okay. He's like the camera
Yeah.
guy in the fighting games. He's like,
At
just
this
don't hurt me.
point, I was just like, is he gonna stop to take a breath? Is he gonna breathe?
No, I just don't. My concept and my cognition of gaming is providing a
You,
good environment. Like I'm sweating. Like literally, my elbow slipped off my desk.
yeah, maybe next time, like, formulate your ideas a little better before you
I
start
did.
ranting.
I just did. I just wanted to talk about it. I didn't think I was gonna get so fucking angry about it.
Okay, well, jeez.
Stop! You don't make me go over there.
I mean, you have to. You have stuff to pick up.
Yeah, I know. I know. No one wants to take me, man. And it's not like I can go walk over there and get it because it's a lot of stuff.
And it's very hot.
Yeah, exactly. And I right now, like, I have my little lamp on, and it's like an LED lamp. So I'm just there, like,
Yeah, just like melting.
but I rather this than the goddamn blizzard weird power outage thing that we had during the winter.
If others didn't have to suffer through it, then I would prefer that, honestly.
If it was like a more manageable, like, oh hey, it's cool, that's perfectly fine because the Texas heat is a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's those damn dogs again. Uh,
Like, if we got through that with our power on, then I'd be fine.
yeah, like and like, oh, that's right, I had to take down the Lego episode. Shit, that's right, that's what I forgot to do. We'll have to redo the Lego game again. God,
Yeah, we'll get to that eventually. It's fine.
my eyebrow, it's twitching. The anger. Uh, but I hope you guys enjoyed me ranting like a madman. Robert, I thank you for just sitting there and taking all the yelling.
Yeah, I mean, I had no choice.
You're like just don't hurt me.
You made me do this.
Yeah, but all right, guys. Well, I hope you guys don't mind the dog outside. That dog, it doesn't listen. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I hope everyone's having a good day, staying safe and healthy, and we'll see you guys next mission. Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.